Sir? You know if these rainbow busters for fancy lads?
Sorry?
You know if they make these for fancy lads? I'm one of them there, you know, fancy lads. I want a toothbrush that's gonna fit my style.
I don't know.
You know, I use this as my toothbrush, you know, make me kind of like, ooh, ooh, ooh. Think it'll work for me?
Yeah.
That fancy. Cause I went down to the club and they didn't let me in because I didn't have my yellow toothbrush. I just want to make sure because something make me feel a bit more fancy, you know, because I like to go like a. They got washer scrubs for fancy men now. this one, remember, made me get like, ooh, ooh. So, You don't have these TVs for fancy lads.
I don't speak English. So.
Oh, what's it? No, TV for fancy. Oh. Ooh, fancy. TVs? Yeah. This one for fancy folk. You know, sometimes when I'm alone, I kind of feel like fancy. Ooh. Okay. Excuse me.
Yeah.
You know where they keep the candy for the fancy folks?
What kind of candy?
Candy for them fancy lads. So I'm one of them fancy lads, you know, fancy. Well, I need candy to fit my fancy. You know, the kind of do it with here.
This is all the candy we have over here.
Why? My family come over and make sure I got some fancy. Cause my fancy be like, ooh, you know, all fancy and stuff. So I tried to get them this candy last time. There wasn't nothing fancy about it. Yeah. So I just need some candy. When they come over, we like to be all like, oh. Fancy.
What about like chocolate?
Chocolate make you fancy? Ooh. See? Fancy? Fancy. Yes, he says. Bam. Ha. Fancy. Fancy. Very good.
What?
Very good, you folks. For the fancies.
Fancy?
You know, fancy. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. Fancy socks?
Yeah.
Yeah? Alright.
Can you help us out?
Yeah, they got a dressing room for them fancy lads.
Dressing room?
For fancy folk.
Why? You fancy?
I'm fancy. Want to put something on, make me feel a little fancy smancy.
There you go. You can go to the room anyone.